What you have is unconditional love of a God who accepts you for who you are. They don't hear that anywhere else. And most of them, as you said, don't hear it from their families. You also have an unbelievable gift, which is you have the ability to show them how to live it in the world, which they don't know how to do. So even though they may not know how to engage you, they want to. Our hearts are restless until they rest in you. Anybody know where that came from?
Augustine.
I don't think St. Augustine. I didn't make it up. It would have been kind of cool if I did, but I didn't. And plagiarism is not in my forte. But their hearts are restless until they rest in Christ. And they don't know how to get there. And we know how. And we can help their hearts be calm and at peace. But we're not going to get there unless we build those relationships. So what makes them tricky? Sometimes the way that they were raised. Some of it's the stereotypes that they're living in their school environment and in society. Some of it is what we define as being a woman or being a man. Some of it is how they've been educated to live in the world. A lot of it has to do with self-confidence, but some of it has to do with what they've experienced. To a student who, Dad walked out on us when I was 3, and you're asking me to say, my loving father who will accept me for who I am. Fathers don't accept you for who you are. This church thing, I got nothing to do with it. Well, but yet you're in confirmation class. My grandmother will not buy me my car. Okay, getting confirmed. But how do we get to the next level? So what are some strategies we're going to use? First one, use your words. I heard Marissa say that when I was over at her house for lunch a little while ago. She turned to her kids and they were kind of pointing and waving. And, but I did that, and she said, use your words. And I loved that statement, so I use it now in workshops. Use your words. Instead of just being concerned about a student, actually talk to them. I know, I'm teaching you rocket science here. You might need to take notes, but use your words. I mean, when you turn to them and say, I would really like to know why you love crochet. I would love to know more about crochet, but then you never make 5 minutes to sit down with that student again to learn about crochet, you lied. And if you're not interested in learning about crochet, or you don't want to create a crochet club, don't tell them you do so that they'll feel more included. I've seen adults do this, and students get disappointed constantly by adults. They really do. If you watch TV shows where they're teenagers, it's a TV show for teenagers, about teenagers, adults are idiots. Pretty much universally, adults are idiots who don't follow through. That's what we're portrayed as. People who will say one thing and do another. So if you're going to make a promise, or you're going to say, I would love to watch Star Wars as a youth group, because I think that it has really good Christian themes in it, Catholic themes in it, about God being the force, and we could do this. And the student goes, great, when? And you go, we'll put it on the calendar. After a month, that student doesn't believe you anymore. And doesn't understand why you didn't really actually want to follow through. You're just like all the others. So you can tell me that God's going to be there for me. Is God going to be there for me like you want? They want consistency. So use your words, say what you mean and mean what you say. Be a good listener. And this is hard because I often sit with teenagers and now with college students and listen to things that in the back of my head I'm like, why am I taking years of my life to listen to this story? I really do. I can't help it. It just happens. I'm an adult. And in the back of my head is, if I have to hear one more time about anime, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. You know why? Because I don't know what they're talking about. And they're very passionate about something Yesterday, I ended up, and I've already told you my little jock phobia. Yesterday, I ended up in a room with the entire men's swim team for Loyola. And me in a room. 18 to 22-year-old jock guys. And I had to say the prayer to open their retreat. Father will be here any minute. Oh, Christy, would you just start? So I went like this. Hi guys! I am excited to be here for your men's swimming retreat. I know nothing about swimming. I am not a male. But I'm here to retreat with you. And they all just kind of looked at me. And one of the kids goes, ready for it, I like her. She's Sparky. I have now automatically assumed I know nothing. So teach me. And I went like this. Why don't we start with this? Before we start with prayer, why don't we start with this? Guys, yeah, why is it important that you come together and go on retreat? They all looked at me like, because the coach said so. I was like, I'm not going to fly. Why is it important you go on retreat? And they said, because, well, we're all people of faith. And somebody else went, are we? Well, I am. Are you? Well, I am. Well, what faith are you? Well, I'm a Christian. You're a Christian. Yeah, I'm a Christian too. No, wait. Yeah, he takes off his cross when he swims. Did you know that? He takes off. I don't take off my cross when I swim. Yeah, you do. You're naked. No, but I got a cross on. And I'm like this. They didn't even know they were people of faith. And I went like this. Okay, question. Yeah. Just going to ask you. Y'all know you go to a Catholic school, right? And they looked at me and went, oh, yeah. How do you know you're going to a Catholic school? Oh, they're priests. Oh, okay. Good to know. I said, now let's do this. Yeah. Guys, I want all of you to very quietly bow your heads. And they're all looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in jock world. I said, and I want you to think of one person in your life that modeled faith for you. And I want you to pray for that person out loud. Let's just take a moment to thank that person for giving you the faith that you were here with. And these boys, huge people, put their heads down, folded their big giant hands, and went, I want to pray for my grandma because she gave me the faith that, you know, God was going to be with me even through the hard times. And I want to pray for my grandpa because he's sick, but he told me that I needed to go to church and be a good man. And I want to pray for my uncle because my uncle raised me and he... Didn't take a whole lot. It took authentically reminding them of who they are. And not being intimidated by the fact that big, huge jock guys. And realizing that I had something to give them. Of course, Father Jack then my boss walks into the room and goes like this, and the boys like, and my cousin is such a good person, and I'm like, what'd you do? You got on the bus! And I was like, I don't know, I just asked them about faith, and he went crazy. And he said, I wanted our father to get on the bus!